I noticed that also there was a lot that I needed to say besides just the hip hop characters, because the portraits are just faces, and people know them, and I didn't want to fall into that line. So that's when the social commentary part of my art came out, and which brings us to the sickness. It's a series of art shows that I've been doing, and this year I just finished doing the Sickness 3.
Okay.
So
and what's the it's called the sickness. What's the foundation of why?
The sickness is basically, for me, I define it as a double-edged sword. So the sickness is like when somebody sees the work and they go, yo, this guy is sick, And also like with the social commentary, whatever I'm trying to express, it's like, damn, that's sick,
sickness.
So it's like the sickness in all right, total sickness.
Let's show some of the works, and we could discuss, like put Cruce, put something up there, or Rhonda, Miss Rhonda, could you throw something up there, we could talk about it?
Yeah,
find out
a little something.
Find out how Marcus feel about when he see it. What you think? What you feel about that, Marcus?
Stretched throughout reality there, but all spots, all places, and on the butt naked too. Yeah, what was the concept on that one, bro?
What's the name?
So
The name.
the sickness this time I just went overboard because it was like sort of like if you've seen that documentary Super Size Me. So what I was trying to do was I've been doing this study or this research about television, and not like just any. I'm not. I did because people say, oh, you should cover all kinds of media, and I was just like, no, I'm focusing on television, just like the guy was focusing on McDonald's.
Right.
So I started. I locked myself in and like watched TV for 2 months nonstop. And the effect was the pieces that came out. And the thing about the pieces is I wanted, as grimy as they looked, I wanted the names, the titles to match, what the pieces were. So like this one, for instance, there's a show called The Biggest Loser.
Yeah.
So I call this one The Fat Fucking Loser.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's like my,
in the background.
yeah, so it's like the show is about fat people who they claim are losing weight. But the metaphorical part about it is like you're the biggest loser. Like, is it a biggest loser or like a biggest loser? You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
And
So
if you are big, are you a loser because you're not?
So I was trying to figure out like what is the statement behind that show. So I did my version, and it's called The Big Fat Fucking Loser. So
You look like somebody I know. I see you.
So, and then there's pieces like this where it's like I read a quote that said if you allow people to control the problems, like you also allow them to control the solutions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like and the person was saying that American media has that such control.
Yeah.
So I did like pieces like that. And then there's another, speaking of hip hop, there's this guy One Below, and he had there's a song that he did too, and he was talking about the media and TV, and he said so many programs you watch on top of your sofa, but the real program sits on top of your shoulder. So I did, that's why I painted the piece with. This one is called How to Rape the Youth and Get Away with It. Yeah. So it's about like shows, because I did a lot of research, and I went out and talked to people, I had a lot of talks, and like shows like The Wire, and I noticed like a lot of kids don't really have a strong grip on like what the meaning of some of these shows are. Like some kids watch it literally. Like if they're shooting, that means, oh, that's about shooting. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or if it's about one thing, but they don't look into the deeper meaning. So you see at the bottom, the kid is all drenched with the guilt of not understanding TV, and in the background there's a seed planet, and the youth are taking it to another level. By
See, when I looked at it, I thought it was blood. I like, comment. Like you said before, you like the colors and like the color, and that's what I knew you as. I knew you as the guy that had the dope colors in the pictures. And when I saw this like sepia kind of black and whitish kind of thing, I was like, this is just like.
Yeah, I wanted it to. I really wanted to match with everything that I'm trying to say as far as the statement in the pieces. The background is mainly because I put paint on it, and I wanted a certain color, and I mixed the colors, but when I put it on there, it didn't work. So I tried to wash off the canvas with bleach, Lysol, all types of cleaning agents, and it created like these different effects like lightning and whirlwind and stuff like that when I wiped it off, and I was like, oh, I'll keep that background. So now I've discovered a new style.
Yeah, this is just it reminds me of the movie Seven. It's very like dark and seedy.
It stays right there with you. There's another one too. I'm not sure if we have the image of it. It's the one where you've got the kid with his head open. You know what I'm saying? He's got the TV.
The other one on the wall. We don't have that.
Right.
Okay, cool. Now that one reminds me, when I was a kid, I grew up in the Southeast, right? There was this mural up on like 5th and Pennsylvania Avenue, and the dude was taking PSP, and he pulled a gun to his head, threw his head off, and had this mushroom cloud. And man, that thing took me back there, dog, for real, because it was, it was that kind of impression of what TV can do. You know what I'm saying? Just it blow your head wide open. You know what I'm saying? And you don't have any knowledge, and everything's escaping. You aren't retaining anything. You're just, you know what I'm saying? You're a zombie. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that thing was really deep. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, and and the whole point behind the show is the art show was like, it's not about me trying to say, don't watch TV. It was just like, what are we,
watching.
Just know what you're watching and how you're watching it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. And well, let's give a shout out to the show. It's at Dissident Display Studios.
Dissident Display. 416
8th Street Northeast.
Yes.
Who's the curator?
The curator is Fred Joyner, and it was
Adrian Loving.
Adrian Loving and Fred Joyner are the curators, and it was co-sponsored by Words, Beats, and Life.
Right. Yeah.
Who
had a great, they call it a teach-in, had a great program this weekend. That was
art show was part of
it was like the Saturday night, come out, not go to the club, come out and see this crazy dope art stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, so we thank you for coming out, man.
Thank you very much for having me.
And if you got anybody who's watching needs to go see it, just to feel it, because when you walk in the room, it's not just those pictures. There are pictures like on the wall that have to be painted over because you can't take them down. It was like you just threw them up there just to have some wall art.
Yeah, it was an installation.
Like nuts, yeah. That's the one that Marcus was talking about with the head blown off thing. That was, So yeah, thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.